Hello, my fellow nerds. Welcome to another episode of the Supreme Nerds Podcast, doing Star Wars Celebration. May the Force be with you. Hello there, and all that other good stuff. If you like the content you see in here, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and pay attention. At the end, you'll have a chance to enter into our PS5 giveaway at 5,000 subscribers. I'll start it off by saying this episode sucked, except the last 5 minutes. So, Sleepy, outside of the last 5 minutes, what did you really think of this episode?
I really thought this was force-fed filler. As much as I love Lizzo and Jack Black personally, it just didn't fit in the episode for me. I didn't enjoy it that much. I only enjoyed the last 5 minutes.
Did he just say he loves Lizzo?
Yeah, he said he loved Lizzo.
I love her music. Yep.
Wow.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
I understand loving Jack Black because he has proven and hold his way. But continue.
But continue.
Opinion is an opinion. We all got them. So it just didn't feel like it. Like, you could tell that the old guy was the bad guy from the get-go because he didn't want to push the button to deactivate the drones.
That would be the great Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future and Taxi.
Yeah, that's the man.
Oh, that's cool. But still, there was one other part where he was talking to, I forgot what they're called. It was in season 2. It was with the old guy for a long time. Like, I have spoken. That guy, I forgot his species. It was finished it with I have spoken.
The Ugnaught.
Yeah, the Ugnaught.
There you
that
go,
part was cool too. I like seeing that part as well. And how Mando spoke. He's like, "You're not talking to them right." It's like, "You're gonna help me. I have spoken," and that's it. Like,
you just need to be fierce and a leader.
Yeah,
and they will follow. He's like, "Oh no, you're gonna help me, and we're gonna do this," and they're like, "Okay." Like, that was funny. That was funny. But
I'll give them that part. But the rest of it was just filler garbage for me, respectfully. Just didn't feel right.
Gecko,
go ahead, Jose.
Without the last without the last 5 minutes, what'd you think?
Without the last 5 minutes, to be honest, I'll give it like a 6, 7. I really hated that they wasted that episode. Really do. With how short the season is, really hate how they wasted that episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have nothing really good going for it. The only 5 minutes now, if you tell me rate the last 5 minutes, I'm 9 out of 10 because it's not amazing. But when you see the whole episode, which we talked about it on Wednesday, and I rewatched it again the other day. And to me, to be honest, it is true. It is a filler. And to me, to be honest, I feel like that mission was just put there to bring, like Jack Black, Lizzo, the guy from Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd, is it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, him. Mm-hmm. And it's just to, give them, a nice paycheck, and make them part of a universe that they really don't need. Like, let's be honest. Have they ever talked about the Jack Black character and Lizzo's character, Christopher Lloyd's character? No, it's like, I felt like it was mostly like anybody could have played them. The fact that they decided to get high people that are important, and I was going to say high caliber actor, but Lizzo's not a high caliber actor, okay? From here, I could say Christopher Lloyd and Jack Black, which I always love Jack Black in anything he makes because I think he's a good actor. But to be honest, it's the same thing we talked when Ant-Man. They could have easily done anybody, just how, with
Bill Murray.
With this guy, I forgot his name, but you know where I'm going.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, he only they could have easily used whatever. They could have easily used whatever actor. They could have probably even grabbed Sleepy and his wife, and it wouldn't, because they're just there to pass by, and that's it. Then, maybe down in the future you might get another episode with them, because if the episode does good, they'll be like, oh my God, look. But at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, I just feel like, it sucks because the episode's long, and for some reason, the short episodes end up being great, and then the long episodes, you give me this crap. Why didn't you give me a longer episode last week and this episode like a 32-minute episode? Like, that little complaints like that. But other than that, I think the season is still strong. I just feel like that episode, since we're not going to talk about the last 5 minutes, till do give us our side. I just feel like without that, it didn't really matter. What do you think, Tony?
Yes, tell us,
I'll give
Tony.
this a 2. A 2. This episode totally 100% sucked outside of the last 5 minutes. There was nothing good about it. If you take away Grogro's fat, greedy little jump, this was pure garbage. The last 5 minutes make it watchable. I'm surprised you watched it. I fast-forwarded to the last 5 minutes when I did my rewatch. I started and I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. You went to a droid bar. Who a droid bar? Please stop. Lizzo, Sleepy, a good singer. Of what? I'll give you time. Google it. When I finish, Google it. Give me some good Lizzo songs. Please. I give you 5 minutes and then we'll come back at the end and I want some good Lizzo songs because I have yet to hear Lizzo say anything good. And I'm also tired of all these Star Wars shows with this music cameos. I love Thundercats music. Had no business being in Book of Boba Fett. I love Flea, one of the great bass players of all time. Had no business being in Obi-Wan. Stop it. I know all you guys are Star Wars fans too. We don't need you in the fucking show. Just tell the damn story. The beauty of the original Star Wars is that outside of Alec Guinness and James Earl Jones, you had a bunch of unknowns making this stuff. You've already proven that you could do something. You don't need to put celebrity cameos. It's a total waste. Now, let's talk about the last 5 minutes. That was fucking awesome. That was fucking awesome. They get to all the Mandalorian.
It was. That's a 10.
Bo-Katan challenges him. It's a great fight. And then Mando shows up. Should have said something sooner that, hey, since I lost the saber, old boy was in charge, and then you beat old boy, that makes you in charge. You might have had said that before the fight started. But in retrospect, I'm glad you didn't, because we got that badass fight. Because she could have killed him and taken over easily
and that was a badass
got her
fight.
clan back.
Oh, yeah. Easily, yeah. And the fact that she respected him and said, yo, I think it was perfect, the ending. I think the whole episode had me like, onto that badass ending, like Tony said. I had to agree with Tony. It was a nice fight. Like you said, Mando could have said something from the get-go like, hey, he beat me and took the saber and you beat him. So it's your saber. But the fact he didn't and we get this awesome fight, it was amazing. I like that, Sacha Banks, formerly known as Sacha Banks, playing her cameo back. That was nice, I like that her crew, because that's her crew. I liked that they brought who she was running around, which was the artist formerly known as Sacha Banks, or Mercedes Monet, whatever you want to call her. But the fact that she making that. Yeah, now, but the fact that she made a cameo in this is nice, and it's little things like that you see, and you're like, oh my god, that was nice. It was nice how they looked at her when she got there, like, oh, you ain't nobody, and then she fights him and gets the respect, but then still, he tells him, and then still gets more respect, once she gets the dark saber and raises it up, they all, give her respect, and to me, it was an amazing last 5 minutes of the show. Apart from that, everything else was like, they could have easily, they could have easily put this at the beginning, and like that, we just didn't have to get to the end. We could always skip the end. But the fact that you had to go through this whole episode to get that badass ending kind of sucks. But it is what it is, and I have to agree. If we're gonna score that, that's like a 10. That just those 5 minutes. Everything else is like,
sleepy about the
and
last
it sucks
5
that
minutes.
this. And it's
easily a 10. It's what saves this entire episode. The fact that Mando held that up his sleeve the entire time, just they never said nothing. He's like, oh, so you think she's not doing her? Hold on, wait. I was defeated. She defeated the one who defeated me. Does that not make her? And then the
Yeah.
guy, dude, he shut his mouth up so bad, the ex-leader. He's just,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Like,
No, because he's like,
and then
sounds
everyone
like
else
it to me.
respected her. You saw other people when she used to hold this Darksaber, they all stood up straighter. Like, it's pure respect-based foundation for their culture. Like, you fought the guy, we're already going to follow you. But now you're the lead, supposed to, the prophesized leader of Mandalore. And you've seen a mythosaur. They don't even know that part yet.
No,
Like,
the armorer knows
the
that.
last 10 minutes were the best part of the episode, and oh yes, only the armorer knows that part. But the armorer
Exactly.
never told no one else. So the armorer could reveal that later as well.
All right, let's get to
But
some
yeah,
quick
last
news
10
on this
minutes of the episode was great. 5 minutes.
before Sleepy gives us his top 5 Lizzo songs. Let's get some news from what I've been hearing. That there was a big fight during season 2 that Katie Sackhoff verified, and old boy walked off the set and only came back to do the voice work. So he hasn't been on set. He wasn't on set for season 3. He only shows up to do the voice work, which is why a lot of fans have complained, is this the Bo-Katan going to take over the Mandalorian? And it actually looks that way, that they're basically going to write his character off.
It looks like what, yeah.
And she is going to be the new Mandalorian as we go forward. So I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on that. Is Pedro Pascal fucking himself by basically getting fired from the show? Gecko, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Tony. So like I was telling, look, I heard those reports. I think we have Kyle Bayami.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of your. I know him, but I think he writes to you asking a question. He asked us, and I have it, and I'll probably put it in. You know, if I get a screenshot, he had the question about, and that's good because he wants our answer. So hopefully he sees this, and shout out to him for following us and showing interest. But he had the question where he said, "What do you guys think about Mando getting revenge? And is that actually going to happen?" The rumors, as you pointed out, Tony, I think that's where they're going because they think it's kind of true. Where I don't think Pedro Pascal's been there. I think he just goes voices and that's it. Basically, he's a voice actor for this. That's not him under the.
Yeah. Well, Grace Randolph reported this 2 years ago, which is why they did the book of Boba Fett, because he walked off the set because he wanted to show his face. And then Kathleen Kennedy stepped in, forced them to do 2 episodes of The Mandalorian in Book of Boba Fett, which Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni didn't want to do. They just wanted to tell the Mandalorian story and not bring back Grogu in there, but yet they reunited them in that show instead of this show. And ratings are severely down for this season, and people who did not watch Obi-Wan and did not watch Boba Fett are confused at how did the 2 of them get back together. Well, you have to go back and watch Book of Boba Fett. Well, who is this Boba Fett?
Yeah.
Well, you have to go back and watch Clone Wars. You have to watch Rebels. And then unless you're one of the diehards, you don't have time to watch 7 seasons of Clone Wars and 3 seasons of Rebels to keep up on all of this. And I think Mandalorian was just a casual show that became this phenomenon. And I think it's severely hurt the ratings of the show.
Because of Grogu.
And the perspective of the show. A lot of people only watch The Mandalorian, they don't watch the other stuff, and they go away. So I think Kathleen Kennedy, once again, did a lot of disservice to this show had she kept it the way it was. And then those 2 episodes of The Mandalorian should have been episodes 1 and 2 for this one. And then the episode we just got should never have taken place. We could just cut that whole 40 minutes out and just let it disappear.
Put that 5 minutes.
And then you put the 5 minutes on the beginning of the next episode or the end of the last episode. And I know that we'll talk about it later about other announcements about the Mandoverse movie coming out years later, but that looks like 2027. So they want other seasons of this show and their other shows to go for another 4 or 5 years till we get to that movie. But I think she did a real disservice force feeding those 2 Mandalorian episodes in. I think it hurt this season severely. If anybody agrees or disagrees.
You're talking about the Dave Filoni movie? That's the Mandoverse movie, right?
Yeah, the Mandoverse movie, yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think these movies are gonna come out for a while. So I kind of
No, I don't think so.
I kind of do agree with you that I think we're gonna see a couple more seasons before this. And damn, it does suck that for some reason the ratings in this season are really down. But I could see what Tony was saying with the casual. To be honest, before Mandalorian season 1, there wasn't really a lot of Star Wars fan, and some reason now you have a lot of Star Wars fan coming out of the woodwork. People that you tell them, have you seen episode 1 through 9? And they'll tell you, oh no, I only see Mandalorian. And you're like, you know, it's a universe, you know? It's a freaking universe. So I don't know. It sucks. I think like Tony's saying, I think Kathleen Kennedy is her? Or
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen
Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy, I think. Kathleen Kennedy, I think she did mess up because when we were watching Boba Fett, I think me and Tony as a fan said, like, why didn't they just leave this for season 3 to explain it?
Right.
Because the
whole Mando aspect.
No, the Boba Fett.
Supposed to be for Boba Fett. I want to know Boba Fett.
And the fact that
2 entire episodes of Mando.
Exactly. It went from being the book of Boba Fett to the book of Mando. Like, how the hell? He stole the show. He stole that whole series from him. Like, you know, Obi-Wan we understand because it's different time period, different, you know, whatever. But that one didn't make sense. And to be honest, I think you might be right. We didn't see at the time, we didn't see as it was hurting the brand because guess what? We're fans, Tony. You tell us you're going to put, obviously you've seen, I sent you the screenshot of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And what did I tell you? Oh, we should go watch this at the theater, boys. Yeah. And even though we're not getting it, I would have liked to watch that with you guys and enjoy it with you guys, you know, even though I seen it like probably 50, 60 times through TV, Blu-ray and everything, because you gifted me that awesome Blu-ray set, you know? So, man, it just sucks, bro, that this show ain't getting the ratings. But going back to the question, I think that's what they're doing. I think they're facing the Mando character out. Now, I don't think we won't see him. I don't think we'll see him down. We will stop seeing him, but I think he's not going to be the main one no more. I think we're going to see him here and there. Like Tony said, I think once this season's done, he's going to go back to his own way of being, you know, a bounty hunter. So I think that's what's going to happen. And yes, we'll see him here and there to get, you know, the fans pop and whatnot. But I think, we're going to Bo-Katan being the main character. And for Pedro Pascal's
future
career, I think he's an amazing. Yeah, I think he's an amazing actor and stuff like this. But I feel like he shouldn't get cocky. I feel like he's getting a little bit cocky. Now, we understand he's an amazing actor, but I just feel like, you know, you do not shoot yourself in the leg with something that made you so popular as the Mandalorian. Now, I understand you wanted to show your face, but you knew what you were signing on to. It's not like they didn't tell you, look, you're not going to show your face because it fucking, you know, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that you can't show your face. So, it sucks. And like I said, like, I hope I eventually see him here and there, but I think, you know, to answer Kyle's question, I think yes, he's gonna replace, and I think we're seeing the transition to Bo-Katan. What do you think, Sleepy or Tony? So we could or Sleepy.
I feel like maybe we're moving towards a united role between the two because Grogu has the power to tame animals. Maybe Din Djarin and Grogu. If she ever tells them about the Mythosaur, they go and tame the Mythosaur in order to help them take over Mandalore. I feel like it will happen eventually because it was originally her as the leader anyway in the Clone Wars, if I remember correctly. So
She was one of the leaders. The
I don't feel
Mandalorians
like
have
he's going to
always
be
been
phased
split.
out entirely, but if he, yeah. So she was always the leader of one of the sections. So she will undoubtedly be the lead of the Mandalorians, but maybe she will move to the side and be more of the armorer, and we still see more of Mandalorians crusades across the galaxy. Because the armor is equally as important as she is on a technicality right now. But we only see very snippets and side pieces of that. So I don't fully believe that we're going to completely get rid of Pedro Pascal ever. Because after all, this entire series is about Pedro Pascal's Mandalorian and Grogu. If they remove that aspect, they're going to ruin the entire fan base that has set up for it, who joined Star Wars simply because of these two characters. Which is good, because we always want more fans anyway, because we love talking to people about these topics. I'm just on the fence with it actually disappearing or not.
I think he's gone. I think he doesn't care since he has The Last of Us, and it will clearly outrate Mandalorian unless these last two episodes are like on fire, from what I hear they are. But he doesn't need this show anymore. They're right now starting the films, or are actually filming season 2 of The Last of Us, so he can walk away, show up, do the voice. I don't think he actually cares anymore. I think the Bo-Katan character is more important in Star Wars lore than the actual Din Djarin is, because that's a newly created character. And with Sabine Wren appearing in the Ahsoka trailer, which we'll talk about later, also that'll be a different faction of Mandalorians as well. To get enough Mandalorians together to actually retake the planet and fend off people, you really don't need Din Djarin until that movie. So you could phase him out for another couple of years, just bring him back to cameo here and there, and just pop him in the movie. Because I think, personally, he just doesn't care. He wants to show his face. In The Last of Us, you get to see that pretty face of his. It's different to say, hey, I'm the Mandalorian. How do we know? Your face is covered. You're the children of the Watch. None of the other people of the Watch have ever removed their helmets. But Katie Sackhoff and the artist formerly known as Sasha Banks, whatnot, get to remove their helmets. And he just wants some money. He's like, I want to see it because people know me. I want to be famous. And, and maybe Jon Favreau will actually walk away.
True.
Because there's rumors that, he'll take over for Kevin Feige. There's rumors that Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, will become the new head of Disney. And with Dave Filoni now getting to do a movie, maybe he'll just walk away as well. So this season, how it ends, will tell us everything. But they basically, I've told you, they don't need Pedro Pascal. You come in, you do the voice work for a week, and we can get rid of you. We really don't need you. He doesn't do any of the suit work anymore. He's always had two stunt performers to do all of that. So what do we really need him for? I would love for him to continue, yes.
The voice.
But they can say anything. They don't need him. Go ahead.
And I'm going to send you this sketch. He did make a sketch about this, making fun of it. I think he said that he seen a kid with a Grogu or a Mando toy or something. He told him, like, oh, I'm him. And the kid told him, like, And he's like, yeah, because of the mask. And he's like, and then I tried to do the voice, and he sounded like a porn actor, like, hey.
Right.
And he made fun of it. He makes fun of himself. That to him is a hard character because he wants to be able to tell kids that's him. And when the kids don't believe him, he's like, how am I going to make the voice if the voice gets worked on? And I had to lower it. I sound, without the mask and everything, I sound like a porn star, and he makes fun of it. So yeah, I see that, and it's funny, and I'll send it to you guys so you guys can laugh. I laugh about it. And like you said, Tony, sucks, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like Tony said, he wants to show his face, and that's stuff. Like, me and Tony always had this talk. And we're not going to put it here because then we could go 5-10 minutes more talking about. But when you commit to something like that you want to show your face, some big actors want to show your face. That's why when you talk somebody like Doom, even though he's not, who's going to play it? Because everybody that will play Doom will probably want to show their face. Yep. So it's the problem, because you want to be able to show your face so people can recognize you. And that's the problem. That's always going to be the problem. Look at Jonathan Majors. He didn't have the max on half of the time of the movie. So they always want to show their face. So,
all right.
They want to be recognized. Just like right here. Just like right here, we want to show our faces.
Right, quickly, Sleepy, give us your top 5
before we end the
songs.
episode.
Oh, oops, never mind. We don't have time because we don't care.
I don't got 5.
All right, you don't have any? We don't care. If you like the content you're seeing here, you want to actually know Sleepy's top 5 songs, you can just leave a link, comment. You can give us a thumbs up, give Sleepy a thumbs down for saying Lizzo is good, and you'll be entered in our contest to win a PS5, brand new at 5,000 subscribers. Deuces Nerds, this is the way. May the force be with you. This is the way.
This is the way.